currently Earth.
It was February 7th in the year 1968 that Bernard Joseph returns to his house in Bromley, England, to find his wife, Claire, lying under the bed, her throat slashed, severed to the spine. Defensive wounds to her hands appeared to be caused by a serrated knife. No weapon was found at the Joseph's house, and police had no other clues to go on. However, this horrific crime was solved, and the assailant was convicted within 4 months through solid forensic investigation. Authorities first pinned down the time and circumstances of the crime. Ingredients of a meal that Claire had been preparing were still in a bowl in the kitchen. There was no sign of forced entry into the house, and a half-empty cup of coffee was left out on the table. Investigators were fairly certain that a friend or acquaintance had dropped by while Claire was making dinner, and so they began to concentrate on family and friends. One of the people the police questioned was Roger Payne, a recent acquaintance of Bernard and Claire, who had earlier convictions for attacks on women. Police discovered several scratches on his hands, which Payne ascribed to a fight with his wife, but his alibi for February 7th was far from airtight. Forensic evidence focused on Payne's clothing. Claire Josephs had been wearing a cerise woolen dress at the time of her continuance of eternity. Although Payne's clothing had been laundered, the seams and hem still contained over 60 cerise woolen fibers matching Joseph's dress. Investigators then examined Payne's car and found traces of blood matching Joseph's blood type, as well as additional clothing fibers. Payne was convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment in May of 1968. While DNA evidence has captured the public's imagination in recent years and is a powerful crime-solving tool, basic fiber and blood tests remain the backbone of forensic investigation. They are reliable, relatively inexpensive, and easy for lay people to understand. It was February 7th in the year 1984, while in orbit 170 miles above Earth, that Navy Captain Bruce McCandless II becomes the first human being to perform an untethered spacewalk when he exits the U.S. Space Shuttle Challenger and maneuvers freely using a bulky white rocket pack of his own design. McCandless orbited Earth in tangent with the shuttle at speeds greater than 17,500 miles per hour, the speed at which satellites normally orbit Earth, and flew up to 320 feet away from the Challenger. After an hour and a half testing and flying the jet-powered backpack and admiring Earth, McCandless safely re-entered the shuttle. Later that day, Army Lieutenant Colonel Robert Stewart tried out the rocket pack, which was a device regarded as an important step towards future operations to repair in service orbiting satellites and to assemble and maintain large space stations. It was the fourth orbital mission of the Space Shuttle Challenger. It was February 7th in the year 1992. After suffering through centuries of bloody conflict, the nations of Western Europe finally unite in the spirit of economic cooperation with the signing of the Maastricht Treaty of the European Union. The treaty, signed by ministers of the European Community, called for greater economic integration, common foreign and security policies, and cooperation between police and other authorities on crime, terrorism, and immigration issues. The agreement also laid the groundwork for the establishment of a single European currency to be known as the euro. By the time the Maastricht Treaty took effect in 1993, it had been ratified by 12 nations: Great Britain, France, Germany, the Irish Republic, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Greece, Denmark, Luxembourg, Belgium, and the Netherlands. Since then, Austria, Bulgaria, Finland, Sweden, Cyprus, the Czech Republic, Estonia, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Malta, Poland, Romania, Slovakia, and Slovenia have also joined the Union. The euro was introduced into circulation on January 1st in 2002. In June of 2016, in what became known as Brexit, the United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union. The UK officially severed ties with the EU on January 31st in 2020 and entered an 11-month transition period. Carter Godwin Woodson was actually the initiator of Black History Month. Carter Woodson was a journalist, he was a historian, and he was the second Black person to earn a degree from Harvard, which was a doctorate. The first was W.E.B. Du Bois.